OpenAI just released ChatGPT 5.4, which can supposedly control your computer and it can control your browser. Today, we're going to test out a couple different use cases to see how well this works. The first thing I'm going to do is search for flights from Chicago to Barcelona, specific criteria, and organize the results into a spreadsheet. Find me the cheapest flights from Chicago to Barcelona with maximum one stop and maximum 16-hour travel total on Google Flights. Be sure to save the price information. Organize the results in a spreadsheet for me as well. Barcelona, and we'll say in the month of May, and let's see how this works. So I only tested this out today so far, and it's been able to do a couple different things. So let's see what it's saying. It's able to look through Google Flights, find the constraints, and now let's pull up. It opened the browser by itself. So I'm not doing anything. This is ChatGPT Codex specifically. I don't think you can do this from the browser just yet or your regular ChatGPT, but from Codex, the desktop application, it can control your browser. So right now it is looking through Chicago and Barcelona, see if it's hung up on anything. The first time I ran it, it was asking me constantly for different permission sets and allow access to specific things. I gave it full access in this situation, but I would be careful with doing that. Theoretically, we could put in a several amounts of flight searches, things that probably aren't bot protected, and compare the price between the two, but just to see which one works, or just to see a working use case, I wanted to test out Google Flights first and see if we can get a full walkthrough of this. And this is nice because I can just search this. I can go grab a coffee, some water with electrolytes, and hopefully come back and have results. All right, so it looks like it's still working. I also did have to install the Playwright MCP for this to work with the browser. Looks like it's not super smooth yet, but it is searching through Google Flights. It is now still looking through Google Flights. Now, granted, finding the cheapest flight in a month also isn't super intuitive when you're doing this on your own. Typically, you're clicking through different dates and trying to figure out or trying to find the cheapest flight, or that's what I do at least. So this isn't just a browser scan, it's a little bit more to it to find the cheapest flight. Oh, so now it's looking through a comparison graph. I didn't even know this feature exists on Google Flights, but good to know. So I think that might be the way it's finding the cheapest flight right now. Let's resize these windows. This is insane right now. It's scrolling through the flight options. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just resizing the windows. And it's looks like it's looking for the cheapest flight right now. Now, this is obviously just an example, just to see how it works. But you could imagine if this does work, what the full applications for this is going to be. Commercial using this at work. There's going to be a lot of applications, and it seems like this is just the beginning. It also seems like this is a direct response to OpenClaw, where automation of your computer is pretty critical. And look at this. I'm not doing anything. It's looking through. Holy shit. It's moving kind of slow, but now it's looking in June for some reason. My hands are in my pockets, I promise you. It says I have the May price curve. I'm now checking the lowest value May departure date and sorted in the cheapest tab and extracting the. Looks like it's finding me a one-way, first of all, which is fine. Maybe we just don't come back. And I guess that is what I did prompted to find me a flight from Chicago to Barcelona. I didn't say round trip. And keep in mind, I did want a less than one stop or less flight, less than 16 hours. It's getting close. I think I could have been more descriptive with my exact ask because that JetBlue flight, which is a little over 17 hours, probably would be okay. So it is moving kind of slow and it's not super productive, but this could be due to my prompt, and it's also kind of a difficult prompt in that there's no super easy way to do it in Google Flights already. So it has to search through pretty much every date somehow and find the cheapest one. The issue right now is that I'm using my phone to record, so I can't doom scroll while Codex is working right now. I wonder what it would do if I asked it to book me the flight to Barcelona. So it almost looked like it, literally went through every single day in March and tried to find the cheapest flight. So it looks like it has all the information now and it's writing it to two spreadsheets. All right, looks like it's created two different spreadsheets, but it created them locally, which I need to pull up on Google Sheets. So maybe I should have specified that I wanted to see it on Google Sheets specifically. All right, so we open this up with Google Sheets, and this did indeed give me the list of flights from Barcelona, or sorry, Chicago to Barcelona. And it looks like the cheapest flight is going to be on May 3rd for $433 one way, and it's less than 16 hours. So this did take a long time to build, but nonetheless, really impressive because it scanned the entire website. I think I looked through every single day and found which is going to be the cheapest flight. So nice job, 5.4. So next up, I haven't tested this at all, so I don't know what's going to happen. Let's have it build out a little game. So build me a online browser game that is like a RuneScape where it is a medieval setting and I can move around a character. There should be other characters in the game and it should allow me to move around, let's see, and go fishing. Make the game beautiful, but with retro vibes. So we're gonna do another test here that's kind of random, but I haven't tested this out before. But basically, I'm asking it to build me an online browser game that's kind of like a RuneScape MMO, where it's a medieval setting and I can move around a character. There should be characters in the game, and it should allow me to move around and go fishing. Make the game beautiful, but with retro vibes. Let's see what this does. And I'm building this in a new project, so it looks like it needs to do some scaffolding and initial infrastructure. Again, my prompt was pretty light. I think if you're trying this out, you probably want to be a lot more specific, but I'm just doing this for demo purposes. And this has nothing to do with Google Flights right now. Although I might buy a flight to Barcelona now that we have this up, and we know the cheapest flight. So again, it's pretty slow, but I am asking it to build up me out a full-fledged almost video game, so probably makes sense that it's taking its time. All right, it opened a blank page. Looks like the MCP hit some sort of session issue. I could be wrong, but it looks like it's building this entire game right now. Ooh, look at the file it just listed, Kingfisher Vale. That sounds exciting. I'm not gonna lie. All right, now it looks like it's progressing somehow. The build is finished, but I'm still not seeing anything in my browser. Let's see. So it says to run it locally, I need to navigate to this document and start a simple server. So we're going to do that. So let's see. I'm going to run this command. It says it's serving it. We're going to go to this page and it looks like it built me a game. Enter the world. Can I do anything? So I can move around with the WASD. So I wanted this to be RuneScape, but we got Stardew Valley instead. But I can keep walking, and let's see, it says to go fishing, and I'm fishing, and I caught a silver trout. I'm not gonna say this is the coolest thing ever in the world, but the fact that this whole thing was built with literally just one prompt, I barely gave it any specifics. I think if you fleshed out a very long, detailed prompt about it being a more realistic game, you probably could have built something really cool. In a span of what, 30 minutes, I found the cheapest flight from Chicago to Barcelona and I built a full-fledged video game. So in the end, it did what I asked it to. I could have given it more specific prompts to really dial it in, but the fact that it's controlling my computer, it's controlling my browser, and it was able to generate an entire video game, even if it's pretty primitive, just from a one paragraph prompt, is pretty cool stuff. And I'm gonna keep testing this out to see how this can improve my life and how it can improve other people's lives. Thanks for watching.